What's up YouTube? This is a little cup battle against dlziggz37ssj from YouTube. We battled this one over Skype and it was a really damn close battle as well. Okay, so as normal I'm leading off with my Chimchar this time. He's going with this Charmander, so I get the fake out there, getting a little bit of damage on there. I thought this would be a good opportunity to set up my Stealth Rocks as well, and considering Charmander isn't probably the most common lead, really. He sets up the D-Dance. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. There wasn't really much else I could do to him with my Chimchar, so I went into my Wailord expecting just a Fire-type move or something like that. So he goes for the Rock Slide there. That does really heavy damage to my Hamburger, and it's a crit as well. Unfortunately, I would have just taken it, did a couple of damage calcs afterwards, but, you know, that's life, whatever. Okay, so in comes Ekans. I go straight away for the Sucker Punch. I probably could have gone for the Coil there, but whatever, yeah. I just wanted to get a bit of damage on this thing, because it's a bit of a pain. So he's kind of forced to stay in there because of that's the Stealth Rocks I set up earlier, and that's going to get rid of that Charmander. So in comes the Anorith. I'm thinking he might try and set up Stealth Rock or something, so I went for Rest here. He actually goes for the Rock Blast there, which hits me 3 times and finishes off my Ekans, which I was like, damn, I want to try out my Ekans, but that's all good. So I'm going to bring in Chimchar again. I knew he would switch into Frillish here, so I just went straight away for the Overheat because that was the strongest move I could possibly do to it, really. And it still hits really, really hard considering that thing's bulky as shit and it's got Eviolite as well. I knew it would have Eviolite. I mean, why wouldn't it have Eviolite? So it gets a Curse Body on my Overheat, which I'm not too worried about because I wasn't going to stay in anyway. I go into my Hatchling here because I'm actually carrying Knockoff on this thing, and I want to get rid of this. I know he's at least got 2 on both of his tanks. He's at least got Everlight on both of them, so I at least want to get rid of 1. So I outspeed and go for the Knockoff, get rid of that Everlight. That was really, really good there. I get the Disable on Knockoff, which is okay, I guess. He's going to go for the Will-O-Wisp there just to get some residual damage on me. That's kind of fine with me because I'm carrying Roost on this thing as well, so I can easily get my health back. I flinch it there with Air Slash. That's my main move I've got in this thing. I go for the Taunt so he doesn't get any more recovers off or anything of that kind of thing. So he can really only go for a Scald here. He can only go for Scald, and I've got Roost, and I know I can basically defeat him one-on-one. So, really he had no choice to go out into his Happiny here. I go for the Roost on his switch there. So I was going to go for the Knockoff here, but my Curse Body the Curse Body ability actually ran out on his Happiny here, on my Hatchling. So he knows that I'm going to go for another Knockoff, so he went back into his Frillish again. Which is cool. Get some more Stealth Rock damage and get a Knockoff, a little bit more Knockoff damage onto Frillish. So I get the Curse Bit on Knockoff again. I mean, I'm like, damn. So I'm just going to spam Air Slash here because I want to get rid of this thing. It's a real big pain in the bum. It's just so tanky. So he's going to go for Skull straight away. Oh, he obviously wants to get rid of me as well. So I outspeed and go for the Air Slash, finally finishing off that Frillish. Crit didn't even matter at all there. Anyways, at this point he brings in his Scraggy. I'm like, oh crap, this thing was really, really scary in this battle. So he goes for the Dragon Dance. I go for the Taunt because I don't want that thing setting up any more Dragonettes or anything. I could have gone for the Knockoff, but actually, sorry, I think my Knockoff was still disabled at that point, so I had to go for Taunt. I could have gone for Air Slash, but I know obviously he was carrying Drain Punch, so he just would have got his health back anyway, so there's no real point in me attacking him. The best possible thing for me to do was there to go for the Taunt. Okay, so he's got Moxie. I'm like, damn, this thing's going to have a shit ton of attack. So, my idea here was to bring in my Chimchar, do as much freaking damage to this thing as possible, and bring in my other Pokemon to try and finish it off. So he outspeeds me, obviously, because he's got the D-Dance up, which I'm fine with, because this way he's not going to get his health recovery back from Overheat, which I'm going to hit him with. Now, Overheat hits freaking hard in 5th gen. That does about 3/4 damage, probably a little bit more actually. The Taunt actually wears off there. He could have gone for another Dragon Dance there, but probably best thing for him to do was actually kill my Chimchar there, because I was going to go for another overheat. So, he's got +2 attack now, so at this point in the match, I was 4-2 down. I was like, oh crap, I need to get my game on here. So, I bring in Dratini and go for the extreme speed. I was quite positive it would just have enough to kill it, which it did, and I was like, damn, thank God that thing's gone. It's like a monstrosity. Okay, so he brings in Teddiursa. This was basically the defining point in this battle, who would win or not. I predicted he'd have a quick feat set and go for Protect, and I set up my Dragon Dance there, which is going to enable me to outspeed all of the rest of his team, basically, and give me enough physical to actually one-shot them. So I actually am carrying Everlight on Dratini, and that just holds there, and I can get the Outrage off to kill the Teddiursa. But that was I did think about that move for a very long time. Obviously it's sped up in this battle. Okay, so in comes Happiny. Happany's got poor defense anyway, so that's not going to be able to hold up against a +1 Outrage from Dratini. So his last Pokemon was his Anorith, which is already kind of damaged already from Stealth Rocks and other such kind of damage. And Outrage is definitely going to finish that go off. But anyway, good game, and I hope you enjoyed this battle. Dratini doing some work. Please leave a comment, and any likes would be awesome. And thanks for taking the time to watch. Peace out, everyone.